Hey everybody, Darren Reeves here from DP Distribution Consulting, here with your next DP Minute. This one's going to be on comment number 54 of the QMSR preamble. It talks about complaint servicing and UDI records. And this one's a long one. I'm not going to read it all. I suggest that if you're responsible for any of those, you get number 54 out and read it. Commenters requested the FDA elaborate on the specific requirements for maintaining complaint records, records of servicing, and for documenting UDI. Some commenters noted that proposed 820.35A4 requires that complaint records include the name and contact information of the complainant and requested clarification regarding whether the information would satisfy that requirement. With respect to documenting service records, one commenter noted that the QMSR requires manufacturer to record any test and inspection data that is conducted as part of the manufacturer's servicing activities, and noted that manufacturers should not be required to perform such testing if it is beyond the scope of the individual servicing activities. One commenter requested that FDA clarify when the QMSR requires manufacturers to document the UDI, and another commenter asked FDA to modify 820.35C to state that the UDI could be recorded / included for each medical device or batch of medical devices. There's a lot in there, guys, a whole lot in there. I'm not going to read the whole response to you. I'm going to give you just the general responses. I don't always read the entire response anyway, but we are going to pare this one down, but we still want to give you the information that you require. The information required, this is a response by the FDA. The information required by Part 803, which is the medical device reporting regulation, must appear on certain records of complaints and of servicing activities. To the extent the medical device reporting regulations permit contact information to include an electronic address rather than a physical address, compliance with the Part 803 would be considered compliant. To provide additional clarity regarding complaint handling, we have revised 820.35A to describe the circumstances under which an investigation of a complaint must be initiated and records related to that complaint must be retained. If the information required for an investigation cannot be obtained, then the manufacturer must document the efforts it made to ascertain the information. So that's a key one. This is nothing has changed. Consistent with the quality system regulation, FDA expects that a firm will make a reasonable and good faith effort to obtain the information required for an investigation. So you need to document what you've done, whether you contacted them at the same email continuously or whether you use 3 different methods of contacting them. That's what we have seen to be the best. Additionally, we note that if a corporation chooses to operate with different complaint handling units, products, and/or establishments, the manufacturer must clearly describe and define its corporate complaint handling procedures to ensure consistency throughout the different complaint handling units. We see this happen often in corporations where they have multiple subsidiaries and each subsidiary is responsible for handling their own complaint aspects. So they need to be consistent from company to company within the same corporation. FDA agrees that the comment regarding interpretation of 820.35B6 and does not consider this section to require test and inspection data for all servicing activities. So that's what they're saying, is it doesn't require that, but whatever your particular quality system requires, then those records must be kept. And finally, regarding requirements for documentation of UDI, we reaffirm our position as stated in the proposed rule that this rule requires that firms document the UDI for each medical device or batch of medical devices in accordance with Part 830. So there you go. The records requirements haven't really changed much, although they're specifically putting them in the QMSR preamble. This is why it's so important that you understand and know what is in that QMSR preamble. We continue to stress the point that you should get this and read it, especially if you are in a position of leadership and authority. You need to know what's in this document, and it is actually part of the Federal Register when they publish the QMSR. So it actually has the effect of law. There you go. There's your DP Minute for today. Thank you very much. Please let us know how you're finding this series. If you have any comments, we'd love to hear them, and we'll see you next time.